Hi everyone, as promised I wanted to show you how I look after my skin immediately post-treatment, and this will be for the first 2 or 3 days depending on how sensitive my skin is, if there's any redness. It's mainly if there needs to be healing done. So I cut out any acids, vitamin A's, even vitamin C depending on which C you're using. So I keep it really simple, super nourishing, feeding the skin lots of antioxidants. So I'm using Purity Solution, an oil cleanser there, and followed by Pigment Punch. So as I showed you all, I was using Pigment Punch to prep my skin, so it's really nice to be able to use the same sort of product after a treatment, so you don't have to double up on all your skincare. Redless, again, prep your skin with it, but really beautiful after treatments, and that is face oil. And then Skin Hydration Complex, great post-treatment. Use it after all of these products. You can use it after any treatment, even lasers and ablative treatments and things. So it's a really good core range of products to have, even if you're not having treatments, but one day you're feeling really super sensitive, or the weather changes in spring and you start to feel a little bit more sensitive. So I'm just going to show you now. I'm going to cleanse if I can get it to work. Purity Solution. Purity Solution is a really nourishing plain oil cleanser that can go over the eyes, over the lips, emulsifies makeup beautifully, but it's also just super gentle on the skin. A great product to have after treatments. Okay, and then I've got my cleansing puff. If you haven't used these, they are not a gimmick. I can't believe I've been in this industry for 20 years. These have been around for a couple of years now, and I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. These are amazing. Honestly, get yourself a pair of must-have skincare cleansing puffs, or come into clinic and get them. We've got them in the store. They just remove every last little bit of product that is on your skin, sunscreen, pollution, dirt, oil, all of that sort of stuff. They're really my favorite thing, because I used to just use my hands when I was cleansing. Okay, so nice and cleansed. Now I don't have anything on my skin currently, so I've cleansed once. If you had sunscreen on or makeup on, which, I mean, after a treatment, try not to have any makeup on, but you could cleanse a second time. And then Pigment Punch, a couple of pumps of Pigment Punch. This is your antioxidant serum, vitamin C, tyrosinase inhibitor, which is also the main reason why I'm using it. Tyrosinase inhibitor is any product that is going to help fade and prevent pigment from occurring. So when we're having treatments, you sometimes, if your skin is prone to pigmenting, even though we're trying to remove the pigmentation, sometimes if you're not very good with your aftercare, or you get a bit of sun exposure that you didn't think you were going to get, or even if the treatment's a little bit strong, you can get pigment afterwards. So a tyrosinase inhibitor is a staple in my everyday routine, but definitely we make every single client be on a tyrosinase inhibitor pre and post treatments, because it's a really sensible thing to do. Redless, I'm doing 1 pump. It is more than enough to help it go everywhere. So after having a treatment, especially the winter glow, we've designed it so that there's no downtime. You might be a little bit flushed afterwards, but honestly, you can still rub your creams in. You know, there's some treatments that we do that we're like, oh, just press it on because your skin will be really sensitive and you don't want to tear it or anything. You don't need to be too gentle after a winter glow, but look at that. So the redless oil, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to use an oil. Absolutely fine using an oil. It absorbs into the skin. Just give it a few minutes and it starts to absorb, and it is so anti-inflammatory. It's going to help your skin heal really quickly after having a treatment. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the Skin Hydration Complex. Another peptide growth factor, helps the skin heal after a treatment, but because it's a bit more of a light, creamy lotion, putting it on after the redless If you just find that, I'm dry, so the redless is great, but if you're finding that, oh, the redless, I just don't like the feel of it on my skin afterwards, you can put the Skin Hydration Complex straight over the top, and it will sort of help to dilute it down a little bit, that oily feeling. But please trust me, it does absorb in. You've got to give it a few minutes. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. Every morning, every night after I've had treatments, that is my routine. Sunscreen, please. We have the Claire Derm sunscreen, which is specifically designed to be used after treatments. So in the middle of the day, morning time, I'd be putting my sunscreen on. But at night time, cleanse, pigment punch, redless, and Skin Hydration Complex. Keep in mind that you may be like, oh, it's too nourishing, I don't feel like I need that much after a treatment. But when you're having a micro and a laser, even though we're gently warming the skin and gently exfoliating, if you don't keep your aftercare up, within a couple of days, you'll start to feel it. So you might not notice it initially. You might be like, oh no, I'm fine, I don't need to do it. But after a couple of days, you'll start to feel that you're dry, you're a bit tight, and that you feel like you need to scrub the skin. But we don't want to scrub the skin the first few days after a treatment. So keep up with this routine, lots of antioxidants, lots of nourishing oils, healing peptides. And then probably about 3 or 4 days later, everyone's a little bit different, and keeping in mind you're having these treatments done every fortnight. So a few days after, keep up with your aftercare, and then you can introduce your exfoliant, your vitamin A, and all those more stimulating bulldozer products, I like to call them, back into your routine so that you're ready for your next treatment. And you probably will find that doing all these nourishing oils and peptides and not exfoliating the skin after the winter glow, that probably by day 4, you'll know, your skin will tell you, you'll feel that you need to exfoliate it, and that's when you know that you can get back into your vitamin A's and exfoliants. So good luck.